live. We got microphones making noise. Cool. Though an error occurred. Wait a moment and try again. Did you get zucked again? Yeah, I'll find out too. And I'll start sharing. Because my share game ain't as good, but you know. You haven't done anything. Morning. Hey, my brother says it's working today. The good Berryhill.
What's up, everybody? Good afternoon.
I mean, it's kind of sad that Wintis has chosen Kevin to be her favorite over me.
Oops.
There's always a phone. Always. And groups. Share in a group. All right. So, today is a good day. Today is a great day.
Why is today good?
Well, at least for Republicans, because we kicked Santos the fuck out of Congress. That is a good day for Republicans. We got rid of our own trash.
Well, I don't. Is it good for you guys? Because that's the seat that you guys are losing.
I would rather lose that seat, especially with elections coming up where we can refill it, right?
But
I'd rather lose that seat.
Doesn't he represent a majority Democrat district though?
Yeah. So he wasn't going to.
He could possibly lose a vote for y'all in Congress though.
At the same time, I don't trust him to vote Republican anyway.
He's MAGA though. Like he's definitely. Well, that's not necessarily Republican. That's
he any words that come out of his mouth he can't trust. So if he says he's MAGA, he may not be MAGA. He may not be Republican. He may just. So no, I don't want to take a chance with, okay, this cat's sitting in there and he may vote this way. He may vote that way. I mean, granted, it's your vote, but he's a lying piece of shit. I'd rather take the trash out and lose that seat to a Democrat than keep that trash in that seat. That's just a bit of integrity, you know?
I was gonna say that's because you're a different type of Republican. Like you're not the standard, status quo.
No.
Recent Republican. You're
I'm not person. You're fat old white guy in a suit.
I wasn't gonna say physically what they look like. I was just gonna say mentally what the IQ, what the mentality is. Like you don't have that.
I'm not Peter Griffin.
You're more of a you're a good person. You know what I mean? So I don't expect you to
I don't know. Like as I'm getting older, and granted, I say that in a room with two men that are slightly older than me. I'm falling more and more into the libertarian camp. Just leave me the hell alone. Stay off my property. Stay off my lawn.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
I want my gay neighbors to be able to get married and raise their weed plants and protect them with guns. That's pretty much my entire outlook on life right now.
You can't do both. You can't have guns around your weed, though, can you?
No. That's why I say
have guns or have weed. You can't have.
Yeah, both. That's why I'm going more libertarian. Yeah. Screw it, get both.
Yeah, you can't have both.
You should never have to make a choice between rights. So
yeah, it's either a CPL or caregiver's license.
Yep.
I know that's how it used to be.
No, it's still that way. Okay. I mean, that's another reason why I don't partake in the leaf. I mean, one, I got to deal with the VA and they piss test me all the time. And if they see any marijuana in my system, I don't get my meds that, they give me.
That really matter.
And then the other side of that is, hey, I like having a CPL. I really do. And I can't have that and be smoking. So
I left mine in the car. I was going to put mine up there. Like I got mine too.
Yeah, I need to get mine replaced. I sat on it and there's a crack through it. It's still whole one piece of plastic, so it's still valid. But if I sneeze wrong,
Yeah, no. So we all are licensed,
Mhm.
licensed. Second Amendment,
Concealed carry.
concealed carrying.
I would like to
legal
see.
carriers.
Here's the thing. I would like to see coming elections because we got our state reps coming up again, state senate coming up again,
Mhm.
and all that. I like to see a Republican super majority in the Michigan House again. See if we can't get our budget balanced, but try to turn Michigan into a constitutional carry state. Why should you have to pay a extra fee, an extortion fee to carry?
So the NRA fee is what, the 115?
115 to get the light or to get the trading, but then the
No, yeah,
actual
that goes to the state, right? What actually goes to the NRA?
that one, it's only the training you pay for.
So basically the trainer who basically trained me to get my CPL
Mhm.
pays a fee to the NRA, and whatever we pay
Mhm.
him is he
Yeah.
comes out of whatever
He paid to get his
certification to
certification, and then he pays to keep that current. Then he also has to pay the state to
be able
be
to teach.
able to teach. So they're double dipping there. And then when you go to the county building to pay to get your CPL, that money is what I'm talking about as the extortion fee. That 100 and change, 200, whatever.
Yeah, because it's $115. Once you complete the class, you got to go to the county and pay 115.
Yeah, and I don't like that. Like, and they don't do a extensive background check. They don't do anything different than when you go and buy your pistol. They really don't.
Let me ask you this. I might have asked you this before. How long did it take you your background check to come back when like when you go buy a gun?
I've never waited longer than 30 minutes for a firearm.
What?
Yeah. My most recent pistol that I purchased, I had forgotten my Gen 2 that I carry on me. I was going to the old studio. I stopped in a pawn shop right there, going in for Trevor's Rant, and I saw basically a clone of what I had. It was a Gen 3 Taurus Millennium. I go, hey, how much for that? 175. Okay, yeah, let me get it. And I waited 15 minutes. Yeah. You waited days.
I have never, ever, 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 ever out of
Kevin, that's the longest you've waited because I know you've also bought over the counter same day as me and gotten shit.
I have never gone and looked at a gun to like if I was gonna purchase it or going to to say I'm gonna go get a gun. Even this one right here, like the first time I purchased a gun or a firearm. Let me be specific. I don't want to be all wishy washy, but a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
I waited a week. It was exactly 7 days. The second time, I went in my second pistol, which was the same exact one as this, a Smith and Wesson M&P 40.
Mm-hmm.
M&P meaning military and police. So
yeah, it's
I will say,
fancy.
No, I will say, the first time because y'all, y'all that are watching, y'all know that I do have, I did have, an issue. The police pulled me over for some bullshit, and then I got the little gun charge or whatnot, which is, neither here nor there. But it was the same one.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why the police officer got pissed off was because he was like, "Well, why did you get this? Why did you get this gun?" And I'm like, "Shit, I did research. It say M&P, military and police. If it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me. Shit, I want. Excuse me, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I want what you got. Like, I want. I'm not a Glock guy for one.
Yeah, no, so I'm not a big fan.
I'm not a Glock guy, so I said if it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me, and that pissed him off. You know what I mean? So, but
he was probably thinking the same thing that's going through my head right now because, like, military and police, they buy in bulk, which means they have to buy the cheapest producer. The police department does, and they just issue it to him. So he's running around with a piece of shit.
Well, he had a Glock.
Oh man, that's disgusting.
Yeah, he was. He had a.
Like I said, he's running around with a piece of shit.
Yeah, like he got mad because I was like, if it's good enough for you, he was like, I care. I'm looking at his Glock and I'm like,
Mhm.
Mine says M&P, you know what I mean? But he ended up taking. But anyway, I waited. I think it was 9 or 10 days for that. When I got my rifle, I got my rifle in my Ruger. It was the Ruger, my 45, the concrete gray one.
Mhm.
I waited 11 days for that.
Damn. So let me see. Yeah, I got the just purchases last year. I got the Taurus Millennium G3. I got the Hellion, which the big black gun that I took to city council. That one I think was like a 30-minute wait. Then I bought the Tavor. I love my Tavor to death, and honestly, I'm going shooting again soon. I love that thing. That one was a 20-minute wait, if that. I mean, I barely had time to go grab some mags and accessories for it.
Wow.
And then finally was the my wife's rifle. And I didn't buy that, but I was there with her, because laws be laws. And so we had an upper receiver for her. We just needed a lower receiver, but that is what counts as a firearm in the 15, AR-15. That one is a special rifle. It's got a binary trigger on it. So, you pull the trigger, it fires. You let go of the trigger, it fires.
Yeah,
right?
that's the one I told you we were talking about. I'm scared of. Like, I'd never get that on one of my. I'm like, you gotta shoot 2 bullets. Like, you have to shoot twice.
I mean,
what if you change your mind after what
you
if
flip it to semi and then let go of the trigger? Your thumb safety. So when it's like this,
This is on a rifle?
yeah. The safety, it's the exact same safety you have on your rifle. So you got it. Your thumb comes up, and when it's pointing forward, it's safe. When it's pointing up and down, it's semi. And then you push it one more time to where now it's facing towards you. That's your binary trigger, right? So you shoot. Oh, I only want one. And then you just flip it back up to straight up. And then you can let go of the trigger, no problem. But that one, I think, took her 30 minutes. So I can't say it's like government workers and stuff like that get, a fast pass, because my wife's never worked for the government a day in her damn life. I have no idea, because you weren't the first person I talked to about this either.
Yeah,
Several people who have never had an interaction with the cops other than a damn, speeding ticket. And there's one thing they all have in common. It happens to be a pigment in your skin, and they're waiting, 40 minutes longer, up to days. I'm like, what the hell's going on
I've
here?
never gone in. Like, I've always had to wait. Like, I've never gone in and walked out with a firearm. I thought I just spewed in my phone.
There's always
it's my other phone. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought, my bad. Sorry, I'm sorry, y'all.
He's got 2 phones. But yeah, no, I'd like to see Michigan become a constitutional carry state. More than half the states in the union are constitutional carry. So, like Arizona, when Pops passed and I inherited some of his guns, first thing I did when, myself and my brother went up to Tucson to go meet one of my friends, I grabbed the Taurus 709 Slim and I just tucked it in my pants. I didn't need a license or anything. It's just, here we go. And completely fine and dandy. And like, I think it'd just be better for the people around here. And
I don't think it matters, because we in Flint, man. Everybody got a gun anyway, whether
exactly.
it's legal or illegal. It doesn't matter. I just you. I choose to be legal about it, because for one, if I get pulled over, Lord, I'm legal, but if I get pulled over and I just so happen, I got the box, I got my case in my truck. Like, I even though I'm legal and I've got my CPO, I can carry it however I want to carry it. You know what I mean? I still have the case in my truck, and I break it down, and you know what I'm saying, and I throw it in the bag sometimes, just because I'm not messing. I don't feel like messing.
No
around.
need to play with the cops,
right? It's not about and what that does is that makes me more what's the word I'm looking for? I'm more
confident when you're talking to the officer.
No, not that's what I'm looking for. Is it makes me more
comfortable.
No, no. Like if let's say I'm trying to somebody robs me, I'm more, I'm easier to get robbed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like
You're more of a target.
yeah. So by me putting my gun in the trunk, you know what I mean, or in the back of my truck, you know what I mean. It's like I can be robbed easier, or you know what I
Yeah.
mean. So I don't. I would rather be able to carry my gun, right here or right here or right here or
Yep.
right here, because we live, where we live. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like where we live, like, and not even just like where we live here. It's not just like that here. It's Chicago, it's Florida, it's New
Like the
York, it's
entire state
LA,
of
Atlanta.
Idaho.
Yeah, everybody
Like,
is there are states, this there are states that don't, you can turn 18 and go buy whatever,
yep.
Indiana is
Gaming.
one.
Yeah, gaming friend of mine from Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
I've met him a few times actually because Indiana's right next to us.
Mm-hmm.
And the second he turned 18, mind you, I've known this kid since he was 14.
Yeah.
We're playing group games together. He turns 18. He's in Purdue right now. And he came home
Mm-hmm.
for his first summer break, 18 years old,
Mm-hmm.
bought himself a 45, and he's able to carry it, no problem. And he comes from one of them crazy, like super liberal white families, but they're also like super Christian. I'm like, this makes no sense to me, dude. He's like, because he's a hardcore conservative as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, bro, I don't understand what's going on here at all. And he's like, okay, yeah, whatever. You want to go shooting? I'm like, yeah, I'll teach you how to use that.
Yeah.
If you're gonna carry it, you're gonna damn well know how to use it. He's like, okay. And now he's got himself a nice little collection. He lives off campus because he won't leave his guns at home with his parents,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't want to leave them out of state. So yeah, he keeps his guns with him at Purdue.
Now, I haven't always been a gun person.
No, I don't think anyone ever has. I think when I was in my early 20s, like I was working with guns every day, but I had no interest in owning one.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even want to go hunting. I was like, it's just a thing. Why do I want another thing? My apartment's already crowded. I don't need a thing.
Yeah, no. Even being from here, I never really wanted to own a firearm. Even like being from where we're from, like where being from Flint, Michigan, I never really wanted to have. I always thought it was unnecessary. You know what I mean? Like I never understood why one needed to walk around, armed. Some of my dad's friends, walked around with 2, 3 guns on them, like at all times, like whether it be church or, the grocery store, like, some of these OGs that, they're walking around here, like had guns on them, like at all times. And I remember seeing, I ain't gonna say their name, but, one of my dad's close friends who's, still walking around here with these same 3 guns, you know what I mean? At all times, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like, what are you doing?
Bro, I mean,
You're from the country. Like you're from, you used to, like my dad and them used to pick cotton. Like, dude,
you're used to
used
listening to
pick cotton.
banjos
Like,
and shit.
yeah, what are you doing with but it's just like that mentality, you know what I mean? And it's like, my dad's friend from New York City. He walks around with, with 2 on him. He's from Harlem. He walks around with 2 on him. And these guys are 70 plus, 80 plus years old. You know what I mean? Like, but they still, and I never understood. But now you ain't gonna catch me without.
No. No, like you come to my house, like right now I'm armed, obviously, I always am. You come to my house, and the first thing you see when you enter my house is my dog's beds, my hobby cabinet. Then you look to the right, there's my desk, and there's usually a 9mm on my desk and a rifle propped up against it. Just because I've had people, past year and a half pull up beside my house and pop a couple rounds into my vacant lots. And I don't know if that was meant for me. I don't know what was what. I'm like, okay, well, we're just gonna be ready. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
And it's always fun talking to some Europeans, and I flip on the webcam real quick and go like, "Oh, look what I got!" And they're like, "Oh, that's crazy. That's dangerous." I'm like, "No, no." It's
Yeah.
always weird talking to folks from England. They don't react to a gun at all, but I show them a knife and like, I feel uncomfortable. Oh yeah, you guys get stabbed a lot over
Yeah,
there.
they don't have the guns like we got. They got knives. Like their gangs walk around with big ass machetes and
Yep. or
like,
broken beer bottles.
yeah, they don't. It's more hand-to-hand combat over there. We're the only one, the country. Well, not the only country, but we have like the most, lenient gun laws. Like as far as like a, major.
What people would call the developed world,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But honestly, Poland just loosened up their shit insanely.
I think we talked about that last week, but their police walk around with riot gear shit on.
Yeah. So a couple friends of mine are in Poland right now.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to stop.
Hmm.
I'm on your rant and I'm acting like I'm cussing like you.
That's good. No, a couple of my friends that I've started with for a long time. They're over in Poland right now training Ukrainian soldiers.
Uh-huh.
And one of them made a mistake. He went into town, got really drunk when he was on pass. That's fine. And he ended up shit talking the Polish police.
Was the dude like dressed like a police, or was he?
Oh yeah, he was dressed like a cop. He was just.
Oh, okay, all right.
Once you've gone to Fort Carson and you've been in the 4th ID, you're just used to shit talking cops.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've heard me walk out of council meetings talking shit about cops. You see a cop and there's always a comment under your breath or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how we are. 4th ID is a bunch of ruffians, I guess. Anyway, the cop heard him. And Poland doesn't have any sort of, talk and then whatever. So the cop pulled out what's supposed to be a billy club. It's not a billy club. The damn thing is a really hard piece of iron spring, wrapped in rubber, and clocked my buddy upside the head with it, and doing, 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 knocks him to the ground. It was honestly, he gets up a couple days later, adding concussion. He goes, "I'm never shit talking cop again." I'm like, "Yeah, just wait till next time you drink, bud." I thought it was hilarious, but no, Poland, they've recently unrestricted their firearms. They can have stuff that we can't hear.
Yeah.
Just their civilians. I'm like, holy shit! They've turned into a little tiny European Texas. I'm so proud of them.
Yeah. But then their police walk around like army dudes, though.
Yeah. I mean, they are right next to Belarus and Russia, so basically everyone's got to be ready for that kind of aggression. I just thought it's cute that Poland now has all the guns and they have all the munitions. We've given them so many cluster bombs. We've given them more HIMARS than we've given Ukraine. They've got the 113, I believe it is, MLRS system. Like, we've given them Patriot. We've given them some old Franken AAs, Chappelle's. God, I think they just recently bought some Leopards off Germany.
That's the tank, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is the Leopard tank from Germany is why NATO stopped having tank biathlons. The damn thing is so agile, maneuverable, powerful. Like, it can go up a 45-degree incline at top speed. It doesn't care. I think is nifty. Good morning.
Flo, what's up, man? So look, I had a good question I was about to ask you and I just forgot it.
It's probably the Red Bull, man.
I just really forgot. Anyway, what else you got to talk about?
Well, I wanted to waste some time before I get into it because we've kind of honestly beat city council to death this week.
Yeah,
But I've got some thoughts and feelings, and let's face it, it wouldn't be a rant without me putting out some thoughts and feelings. I get into those way too often, my feelings. But I gotta say, dude, I'm pretty upset. I don't like the way that entire meeting was run.
Okay, city council.
City council. So first things first, we got to address. How do I say this? Because if I quote Dennis here, people.
Don't even use no analogy. Use baseball analogy. How about that? Look, and this is where
we got to address the fucked up pitcher.
This is where I grab my parachute.
No. Number one, a meeting being chaired by a non-elected official. Remember, Candace isn't elected. She's selected.
Okay.
She's chairing.
Of course.
they don't know their own rules, or they've set up the rules to where they can just do whatever they want. So last meeting you attended to, I remember sitting with you.
Mm-hmm.
They gave Eric a warning.
Mm-hmm.
Eric says, I appeal. Okay.
As he does every meeting.
As he does. And then they try giving him another warning. He appeals again. Completely fine, normal dandy.
Mm-hmm.
You can go through that.
Mm-hmm.
Appeal and appeal and appeal and an appeal and an appeal.
Mm-hmm.
Last meeting, they gave Eric a warning. He appeals. RL, being RL, he speaks up.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. Like, we understand.
Shout out to RL Mitchell.
Yeah, RL's like one of the real ones, dude. Now
Yeah.
every time I go to a meeting, he's there. I go to the corner store, I get him some pork rinds and a sweet tea because he asked for them. He's cool as hell. Anyway, but he speaks out and they give the Linto law firm cameraman.
Man, these people crazy, man.
They're like, you a warning. Like, what? And instantly they get, or Maze goes, hey, I appeal. You can't appeal inside an appeal, but you were just doing that last week.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is it?
You have to deal with one before you.
But they've done this before where they've had appeal inside of appeal, inside of appeal, inside of appeal. Mm-hmm. So they just changed it up for right then and there. What set of rules do they follow when? They make it hard for us as the audience, or the attendees, the citizens of Flint, to follow what is going on, and they make it hard for the people that they don't like on council to follow their own rules, because they have 3 sets of rules that they just choose from one set or another at any given time. Doesn't that feel disingenuous to you?
I'm still a student of the rules myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to learn Robert's rules. It's not easy. Like, people, there are certain, it's not easy to learn, Robert's Rules of Order.
And then watching Flint City Council, right, you're getting a bastardized version.
So like, that's what I was getting ready to say. So, like, if you're watching, a body that doesn't necessarily, know the basics of, Robert's Rules of Order, and they're conducting a meeting, and you see something that, might not be the standard practice, and it might not be, repeated this meeting for next meeting. It might be something different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so, it becomes kind of difficult for you to, you yourself have to go and read Robert's rules, and then you got to understand, like, what a point of order is, because you hear certain people saying point of order quite often.
Yeah.
You hear certain people saying point of information or request for information quite often.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the main 2 privileged motions, or privileged, things that you would see on a meeting. A point of order means, somebody,
you broke the rules. Let's get you back into order.
Right. Somebody, so to speak, broke a rule, and let's
even
bring
if it's
it back.
just like the chair, and they say the wrong resolution. Point of order. I think you mean this resolution.
Or you could also point of information.
Did you
that
mean
same
this?
thing?
Yeah.
But it has to be formed in a phrase, in the way of a question.
Yeah.
Meaning
Jeopardy rules.
Right. So right, Jeopardy. Like, so did you mean, or what is the meaning of this? Or what did you mean when you say this? Like, it has to be a question, which is point of information.
Mm-hmm.
And then the chair has, certain things that they can do, like they could rule you out of order. But out of order means you broke the rules. You did something that was, detrimental to the meeting and then the way it's going. You can appeal the ruling of the chair. When if I was or you were to call somebody out of order, you could say, I could say, hey, I appeal your ruling. I don't think I was out of order, which Eric does quite often.
Yeah.
Appealing the ruling of the chair means, I think that you were wrong. You overstepping your boundaries as the chair, and I'm going to appeal. I think that I can, I don't deserve to be ruled out of order. So you appeal it.
Yeah.
And then you get the majority of the board, or council or whoever, to
of
vote
the
with
body.
you, right? Of the body to agree with you, and or not.
Yep.
So then there's a whole bunch of other things, like you'll hear somebody, you'll hear somebody say, well, I'll call for the question, which means I want to cut all this crap and get to the
Get
vote.
straight to the vote.
Let's vote.
Which,
Like, I don't want to talk no more. But you can't just call for the question. If we're in the middle of a discussion, you have to be recognized and called. And the chair has to give you the floor in order for you to call the question. You can't just, if we're debating and then Mickey come out the blue and say, "Hey, let's call for the question." I call for the question. You can't do that.
no, we've already started the debate. You're done
So
fucked
you
up.
have to be recognized, and then you got to say,
Hey, Jeff.
you got to call for the question.
Yeah, no, it just drives me nuts because they don't show
Oh, shoot.
consistency.
Fluke tripping, man.
They don't show consistency at all. They've been breaking rules, and then they have 3 sets of rules, and they will decide from moment to moment, day, not even day to day, literally minute to minute, which set of rules they're on to better confuse the audience, confuse people watching, or confuse members of the board so they can run, or sorry, members of council so they can run roughshod over them. That's how you're supposed to be. No. You have
No,
to
you have to be recognized by the chair.
You have to jump up first and foremost before any debate has ever started to call for the question. So before they get into, first round of discussion, if someone else speaks before you, you can't call for the question. You have to be the first one. And all right, Madam Chair, okay, yes, Trevor. Cool. I call for the question. There has been no debate. Let's just get through this. That's how it has to be. But if someone already says something, in terms of, quote, the debate, whether we're for or against this, you can't skip the rest of the debate now. It's either you're in it or you're not. So I think, is my phone dying?
Okay.
Last meeting, I think we saw Eva call for the question mid debate. You can't do that.
If they no, I'm now see again. I'm still a student of Robert's Rules.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if that's all the way right. I got a copy of it in my car.
I'm pretty sure there's like caveats because no rule is ever absolute,
right,
especially with Robert's Rules.
but I do know that you have to be recognized in order to call for the question.
Yep.
So I don't know about the whole, the debate thing, and I just know that you can't just spew out if me and Trevor are in the middle of a debate or we're discussing. You can't. I don't. I don't know for that to be. That's the way it is. Now I can go get my Robert's Rules book out of the car because I got Robert's Rules, the thick copy. Then I got a Robert's Rules for Dummies. You know what I'm saying? So
hey, can we buy that Robert's Rules for Dummies off you and give it to Candace?
no, I mean, like, someone gave it to me when like, this is a copy of a book that someone, when I first became a board member, I want to say it was a board member, someone gave me a copy of, and I'm thankful for that because
Yeah.
you gotta know, you know what I mean? Like, so you gotta know what you're doing when you're in that setting. You got to know how to speak, because if you don't, then someone like Mr. Mays or someone that knows a little bit more
They're
about,
gonna run
they're gonna
circles
run
around you.
circles around you. So there are ways to combat the point of orders and the point of information as the chair. There are ways to do it, but if you don't know and you're not familiar with Robert Rules of Order, then you're not gonna know how to. You know what I mean? Like, it just looks like you're being a dictator when you're saying, you get out of the meeting. But there are ways that you can say, hey, look, you're taking advantage of the point of privilege motion, and you can't just be doing that to take the floor. You can't do that. But you got to be a student of Robert's Rules.
Looks like someone just corrected me. Could you put that up, Mickey? Oh, thank you. I have no problem admitting I'm wrong, and if you offer me evidence to the contrary, so I'll go look it up, and I'm more than likely to believe you, though.
Yeah, I that's why I said I'm still a student of Robert's Rules. So I'm still learning how it works. But I think that I'm almost positive that the chair has to recognize you before you can call for the question. You have to gain the floor and then you can call for the question. I don't think that you can just say that we're gonna, bring up this, this motion or whatnot, and then just immediately call for the question. There has to be, well, no, it has to be, because you bring up a motion, then you ask for a second or support, and then directly after that, then you have a discussion about it or a debate. And then after that, then you don't have to call for the question. Once everyone has spoken their piece, then you vote on it. But if you want to silence a situation, then you say, you gain the floor, and then you call for the question. You say, I'm done with it. You call for
Now,
the question.
here's a question, and this is always like, it's just random. It has no bearing on the meetings, yours or cities. So when they go to ratify their agenda for the night, they say, to ratify any seconds. If no one seconds it, does the meeting just end?
No, the motion dies.
Yeah, like the entire ratifying of the agenda for the night.
Oh, you mean, okay, my bad. So say what you're saying again. I think I lost focus when I was drinking my water. So I don't know why I can't drink water and listen at the same time. But what'd you say?
All right, so at the very beginning of the meeting, when they say, "All right, guys, we're ratify the agenda for tonight," or whatever it is, confirm the agenda for tonight.
Yes.
Is there a second? If no one seconds it, does the meeting just end?
That's a good question, because we don't ever, as a school board, we don't ever vote on the agenda for tonight. Like, there's already an agenda, a set agenda. How you would get, you already know what's on the agenda, because you, as a board member, you would call me or the
so does city
superintendent.
council, but they still do this at the beginning of every meeting. And
No, you can make amendments to the agenda.
Just wondering, like, if no one says that, because it seems almost ceremonial at this point. If no one seconds it, does the meeting just end? Because that would be hilarious. I want to see that just one night.
That's a good question. I don't know, because on the school board, we don't vote on the agenda.
Yeah,
right there on the floor. We don't. That's not how we roll.
I just thought that would be funny, but no. And then let's get back to some of the things that happened, right? And this is just special affairs. I was only there for special affairs because it is taking so goddamn long, man. Just like every other special affairs meeting. So they put out the camera dude. That's cool. I went downstairs with him. I hung out with him and Mr. James. I didn't know James is a fan of the show. All the shows of the platform.
Who is James?
He was there. He's the guy in the gray jacket.
All right, my bad. Shout out James.
Exactly. And so we're downstairs BSing, talking, going through some stuff. Camera dude's brother comes in and goes back upstairs and starts filming because
camera dude got put out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So his brother came in, tag out, round 2, fuck you.
Yeah.
There's always going to be coverage one way or another, and we aren't just going to rely on Paul. Which, by the way, fuck you, Paul.
Those are Trevor's words.
No, that is definitely my words. Fuck you, Paul.
I definitely agree that sometimes, I'm just going to be, just because we're on there, I'll say what I really feel after it. But I just think that, there's certain, Paul is not working for the people.
Look,
Paul is definitely.
Paul chases a dollar like a fly chases shit.
Yeah.
All right.
I just don't agree with everything that the way that he's
when
rolling.
he lost my respect in any way, shape, and or form when he decided to show pictures of me while the mayor's talking about mass shooters. Like, no, Paul.
It was way before that with me. It's like, as a person who really don't like to be out at city council, like, I don't like to go down there. Like, I really don't. Like,
I enjoy our tailgate time.
No, it's cool with you all because I go be with y'all, but when I don't like to go down there. Like, I just feel like I just got
enemy territory.
Not even that. I just feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like, and this is just Michael Clack speaking. I just feel like, just because of, people know who my parents are, when I walk into a room like that, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like people are looking at me differently. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like, I'd rather watch on TV. So when I'm watching on TV and I can't see the person that's speaking.
Oh yeah, that drives me nuts.
Or I can't hear the person that's speaking. You know what I mean? Like, it pisses me off. So you got to go there. You know what I mean? Like, if Eric is talking over here,
and Paul's got his camera over on yonder,
or if I'm sorry, if Councilman Mays. I hate that, these people are elected
He's
officials, so
a
they
friend
deserve
of the
that.
channel. I think we can call him Eric. I mean,
But it's
but
still
we
a
all
respect
know
thing for
is
me.
all due respect
Right.
because we do respect the shit out of.
Right.
If we don't even respect the person,
It's the position.
it's the
But
position.
I respect
Like, I
them as
don't
a person.
respect.
I respect them all.
Yeah.
I don't agree with them all, and I don't respect everybody's politics, but none of this is personal that I have. The issues are political, not personal issues. You know what I mean? So, but I want to see if Councilwoman Burns is talking over here, I want the camera to be over here. If Councilman Pfeiffer is talking over here, I need the camera to be over here. If Councilwoman Worthing is talking over here in the corner, I need the camera to be over here, not posted up and stuck over here on somebody waiting for them to have a reaction. So if I'm watching something, I need to see what I want to see. I want to see who's not what you think is going to be a moment for you to benefit from. You can't be sitting with the camera on, on one person when they're talking over here, waiting for them to waiting for something. And then when someone comes up to speak, I don't respect the fact that you got your camera cocked off to the side trying to get your angle because you want to get likes and views
and
on
a
your
tiki-taki.
platform. And I don't respect that. I me personally, and that's not a shot to Paul. It's personally, it's like it's a real thing. Like I don't respect that. You're looking to benefit off of people that are coming down there asking for help. You're looking to benefit off of people that are coming down there that are in a subject they need something, and you're benefiting off. That's like you going to the homeless shelter and you got your phone out when you're giving away food. You're not genuinely doing that. You're doing that for your own benefit, and I got a problem with that.
Yeah, that's like you see all these influencers on YouTube or whatever, they run around find a homeless dude. Oh
and
yeah, let me get my camera out and here's some money. Look how good of a person I am.
That's not what you do. That's not what you do. That is not what you do. That like when I go over to do I want to say
drives?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, there's video of you.
But again,
with art, but you aren't doing it because there's video. Someone else whips out their camera for.
No, I had my phone out too, but when I have my phone out, it's never directly on me. It's across the parking lot, and I always say, "We're giving out food. Come on down and give out food. Come on down and get something." Yeah, with Pastor Thompson, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I appreciate the people that do that, Pastor Thompson and St. Mark's. I appreciate that. I'm not doing it to exploit myself. I'm doing that for people that really need you.
He gets paid the 22nd every month, has over 1,000 subscribers and a ton of watch time. Yep.
See what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. But
and he's got tons of those little reels too.
But yeah, and people are coming down there asking, and I got a picture. I've been sent pictures of Paul when people are up there, him pointing his camera at people. Like I've got pictures of other people, of pictures of taking pictures of him when Eric is getting escorted out and he runs up behind. I've seen it with my own eyes. He runs up behind him and he wants to get the picture of it, the video of it. That is not cool to me.
Like Paul is Flint's own paparazzi.
It's propaganda.
Yeah.
It's propaganda. It's not the real news. If the person who's taking a picture of Paul taking a picture of Eric is reporting the real news, Paul is going to make it seem like it's this when it's not this. It's really this over here. It's the real. There's a right, a wrong, and the real truth.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I don't respect that. I'm not saying I don't respect Paul as an individual, as a man, as a human being. But what he does to get this, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a bunch of people around the world that can't come in and see Flint City Council. They depend on you, Mickey. They depend on Paul. They depend on Eric's
and his TikTok.
and Eric's team. You know what I mean? Yep. But when they don't get that, they get a doctored up version of what's really going on, and that's not really news. That becomes propaganda.
Right. Yep. And that's what I was trying to say. That's why they reported my page. They reported both of my pages, my personal one and the A10 page.
Yep, you got Zuckerberg.
They threw Eric out because, like, I was just looking at what Lumi Herbert Jr. said. Paul's getting super paid, but with Paul getting to control the narrative, what you said, like if you blocking everybody else out because we put everybody else put their cameras on the different people.
Yep,
it's just Paul gonna put his and then
on the people that he thinks
right. And then if you look at it, how Paul doing it, like I understand what Paul doing, but I don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? I understand he trying to.
When we saw, is your mic on?
Yeah, my mic on.
Okay,
Finally.
when we saw that camera remember that camera that was tucked over there in the corner that day? We was like, who camera is that? Who phone is that over there in the corner? Remember that? We was at that city council meeting.
Yep.
You remember that, Mickey?
Yeah, I know something
The
about
one that was over there tucked
in
over
the
in the corner.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's when it became real for me. Like it became real for me. It's like, okay, you got the transformer section up
Right.
here.
Yeah, he's got his ID.
Excuse me. I'm
You
sorry.
talking about that Death Tower?
Yeah.
the cell phone tower.
It's
up there.
either gonna blow up one of these days,
Nah,
short circuit and catch fire. I mean, there's so much.
I'm just being funny with that.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
I'm being.
Yeah,
I'm
serious
being
about
dead
that.
serious. That thing is the way he's got
No,
it
but
set
what I
up.
am
It
gonna
will
say,
eventually catch fire.
Not to cut you off,
Oh no,
but Paul is part of the BS,
Mhm.
and that's all I want to say. He part of the BS. You see, he got the narrative because Paul, much as he say he can't stand Eric, he making money off of Eric.
He definitely is making that. They're one of them 6 or 7 phones that he has stays fixated on Councilman Mays. Like you can see, like if y'all have ever been to city council, you can see there's 6 or 7 cell phones and 1 or 2 of them is always
he's got
pointed
one
this
with the
way.
screen that's always it shows all the feeds, and
that's the iPad or no, that's not an iPad. That's the Galaxy Note, the Galaxy.
It's something.
Whatever. It's
he's
tablet.
always got, because he can highlight which camera, right?
Right.
That shows. He's always got the highlight, at least one of them on Eric. That way he can swap to it quickly.
Yep. And that's and again, this is not a shot towards Paul as an individual. This is a shot towards your professionalism, sir. When people are watching from home, they want to see the full meeting. And this is something that I gotta say. I mean, like whoever, if there is any of the council members watching, this is not a shot to y'all, but I just got a question. Who did y'all agree to do this shitty ass renovation of the council chambers with no type of sound acoustic? Like they needed to holler at a sound engineer or somebody to let them know, like, you can't hear nothing. You need some of this sound deafening, so the sound is bouncing off of everywhere. You can't hear nobody regardless of what type of microphone you got. You can't hear, so you have to actually go to city council to see what they're talking about, because when you watching it on YouTube, you can't hear it.
Yeah, you get this kind of
back to Paul's got the money. He won't invest the money into the right equipment, because he can have that together.
No, he got he got equipment.
He's got mics up there.
He's
and
got that camera that was in the back,
cool
but
stuff.
the professional. When I walked out that one day, I'm like, oh, whoa, Paul got a whole new camera.
But why is it not working? Because I see that control board he brought up there. It still be madness. It be, you know what I'm saying? You have to really upgrade, to be honest with you. Because I look at it like this: why Channel 12s don't be having that problem? Why Mid-Michigans don't be having that problem? I even go and say the status quo with Jordan Sheraton when they was up here. All they had was a laptop. I went and looked the type of mic that they had. It's about almost $1,000 mic, because I got to get one. But you can put up there. If you see how Channel 12, they put theirs right on the floor and pick everything up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's investing in your equipment. You know what I'm saying?
That too. Yep. But still, who's that? Hey, what's up, man? But still, at the end of the day, there's a reason why you went and bought these.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why I got that in my basement.
Crazy thing.
This
right?
matters. This, you know what I'm saying?
So they like their white and gray walls. That's cool, fine, dandy. I mean, they can't even get the paint right in the back with the pictures of former mayors, right? But you don't have to have these black foam ones. There's actually compressed ones, right?
Or pretty ones that look like brick.
Well, no, there's this compressed one. It's just hyper dense fibers that are compressed together, and that's also sound deafening or whatever. Then you can put that up along the walls, because they've got some old school 1990s like 1-inch speakers set into the ceiling, and those things, they make noise. They make good noise, but the size of that room, it bounces everywhere. So you got to stop it from bouncing.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, right? So the three of us, when we were setting up these 2 rooms, and honestly, we're just going to take that back room, turn it into an office fairly soon. We set this up. None of us have a degree in sound engineering.
Not at all.
You've got a degree in teaching, education, all that fun stuff. Yeah. I don't know what your degree. You just went to college, same as me. We were able to figure it out because when we first came into this room, it was very echoey. Okay, well, we got to kill the echo. We got this done. So why can't several apparently highly educated individuals that are on city council fix this? Because
Well,
you're right.
It's not.
Well,
it's not them.
they
They're
should have thought about it to tell to the contractors. Remember, they're the ones that decided to pay the contractors and tell them what they wanted in
Well,
in that
see, my
room.
I don't think I think we're overlooking the issue. What really matters, I think that they went with the wrong contractor.
Oh
I think,
yeah.
I think that's what it is. I think
Mm.
that somebody, if they would have got somebody to come in and say, "Hey, look, this is a big room. It's old. It's concrete. So sound is going to bounce off of all this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The floor is
Well,
concrete.
they got
If you could minimize half of it by putting.
they got overpaid for one. Because
Mhm.
I look at that room and I know I used to work construction. I was just a laborer, so I'm not anything special. But my old boss, Marcus Medisia from Medisia Construction, he could have done that everything in that room to the same standard. Actually, he would kill himself if he did it to that standard because that's pretty subpar. So to better standard for lesser price.
Well, they put, what was it, 500,000, 500,000 for that?
I think they put like 250.
No, it was
No,
it was
half.
500.
500?
It was 500.
More like 70,000 they put in there. That was a lot of pocket.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that
We're talking about the overall council pay.
Yeah,
here.
$500,000. If I'm not
It's
mistaken.
it's not on council to determine what they did. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it's council. I don't think none of them, as far as to my knowledge, have a degree in, recording and sound and audio. I might be wrong, but if I just think that if we're going to invest this money in this for the people that are watching at home and around the country, because I'm finding out more and more every day that there are people around the country and around the world that watch Flint City Council.
Yep, and now they're watching us too.
And
here's the thing, right? And while I appreciate the shit out of all you guys for paying attention to what's going on in Flint, now you know how your federal dollars that were sent here to fix our water have been squandered because that is your money too.
Hey, they just fixed my pipes yesterday.
There you go.
Right?
Right?
They just, when I got home from the show yesterday, I'm thinking that they was about to come cut my water off, and I'm like, what y'all doing out there? They had the backhoe. I think that's the one with the big crane and they had a backhoe, and and they were digging up. They dug up my sidewalk, and now I got gravel out there. And I don't know if Deacon Dumas is watching. It was an all black crew that came, so I got pictures. And, I'm gonna post them to Deacon Dumas. So it was all black. I was proud to see that.
So, yeah, you folks from around the country, you can see how your federal dollars here have been squandered in terms of fixing our pipes, X, Y, Z, in terms of how your ARPA money, because that was all just federal taxpayers' money that went to Congress that got dished out to us. 275K, 500, but they took the money to give to Paul. All right. Those of you around the country, see how your taxpayer money that got divvied out to every city in America in terms of ARPA dollars, how it got squandered here and how it's being used to pay out and bribe and go to people's bestest best friends or to pay themselves instead of what it should have been done, like it has been done in several cities around the country. How it has gone to help the people.
Hold up, you think they spent $275K to do that city council?
That's how much that check got cut for.
How much, man? Look, them chairs are from Walmart,
dude. I can tell you,
them TVs came from Sam's.
Oh no, I'm not justifying that price at all. Ever. No, I'm saying overall in period, the money that came in from ARPA funds.
No, how much you think it cost to do what they did at city council? Just give me a
layer of paint, a little bit of stucco, a little bit of carpeting, polishing, and then that desk. Honestly, I think Marcus would have given them a quote for about 75K.
Just like I said. So they got the pocket 200.
Yeah. 75K. And it wasn't even done all that well. They didn't even go through those heat exchange or those radiator vents along the side of the walls. They didn't even go through and straighten those up. They couldn't square those up. They couldn't finish the paint on the back wall. And it's not even a straight line. You got like Tetris lines going like it was disgusting.
If they even did 75, I might say 50,000 they spent. I'm gonna be honest with you. That was a piss poor thing they did at city council. But hey, who am I?
Mr. Herbert says, I say 50. I was there. Okay. I mean, I'm just telling you what my boss would have done.
I think they did a lot, $500,000, and I don't know what it
No, I
cost.
said 275, but that don't look like them
yeah, they
chairs-
allocated 500, but I don't
Yeah.
think they paid out that 500. That's just what their
I'm telling you, then from my observation, we said in there, them chairs look like they got them chairs from Amazon.
How often do you see me walk out of that place beat up from those chairs? I'm always hobbling. I'm always having to hold on to something because those chairs beat me up. I never sit in those chairs anymore. I'm always up, down, running around. I would rather be
I ain't
walking
gonna complain
around.
about the chairs. I ain't gonna lie. I like the chairs. I ain't gonna lie.
Dude, I got a fucked up back.
We'll see. I just.
But if you can, so you saying them chairs are some $500 chairs?
No, I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying I like the
He's
chairs.
saying-
I like because
he's
I
saying
can put
for
my
the
foot up on
$20
one chair and
Amazon-
you know what I'm saying? I can do that.
He's
just
saying
saying-
it's comfortable to him for a
Yeah,
$20 Amazon chair.
Yeah, I'm not tripping on what it costs.
And
I
they
don't
got
know.
them in bulk, so they probably got them from about $7.99. That's what I'm saying, man. They didn't play
Yeah.
games on the city of Flint.
Yeah, I don't
And
know.
now, yeah, RJ's got a good thing here. So I've got another complaint. You guys know I was in the Army. You know I've suffered pretty bad hearing loss. There's something else that happens with hearing loss from loud explosions and stuff. You can pick up certain pitches better than others. And certain ones are loud as hell to me. Certain ones I just can't hear at all. Honestly, a lot of the time I have to read lips, especially from a distance, especially with the muffling in that room.
Mhm.
If I can't see your face, I can't tell what you're saying. You, not you guys, but you as a city council person, those folks that are up there hiding your face all the time. Now I can't tell what you're saying. Now I can't tell what governance is being done here. That's kind of jacked up. It's like they're trying to hide what they're doing. Like, screw it, guys. Stop putting on the pretense. Just go into a closed meeting then. If you don't want to be seen, you don't want to be heard, you don't want anyone to know what you're doing and how you are robbing us blind. I mean, shit. Just ask me for it. I'll give you my debit card. At least have the balls to tell me you're robbing me blind. For one. And for two, if you don't want people to know, then go into a closed meeting. Stop this pretense. Stop this bullshit up front. Just go to a closed session.
I was just sitting here thinking, like, I brought up that same issue with our meetings.
What, partitions and such?
No, not partitions. We don't have those. I'm just talking about the acoustics.
Oh,
And being able to hear what we're saying, because it's not the easiest to hear. We're on a wooden floor, and it's concrete all around. Like
that wooden floor is actually hollow, so you got a drum effect.
Right. So it's not easy to hear our board meetings either. I was just sitting here thinking about that. So we need to address that too, because we need at least to put the cheap way to go about it is to get, you can get rugs and put rugs on the wall.
Just roll out carpet, roll it on, roll it off.
Yeah, or what do they call those things? I forget what you call them. You can go and get like remnants. You can get a whole bunch of is that what they call it? Remnants. You can get pieces of rug.
Question right here.
Yeah.
They want to pretend like they're operating in an open meeting. Lots of things cannot happen by law in a closed meeting.
Except Mitten, and I respect the hell out of you. I see you pop up on the channel a lot. I think this is the first time I've really seen you pop up onto my show. They don't fucking care. They break their own laws. They break state laws. They break federal laws all the time. They don't care.
Well, are they breaking the law? It's posted. The meeting is posted. The meeting is on. It's on YouTube. So there's not a law being broken. Now, is it convenient for you to watch? No. But is a law being broken? Really?
Yes.
How?
All right. Number one, I can argue because I've got a lawsuit in for it. They've created now or they tried to create a condition for me to enter.
No, that's different.
Unarmed.
That's different than being able to hear a meeting.
The judge had said, just because it's online doesn't mean that it is technically open. All right. But I'm saying in other areas, they can take bribes. They don't care. They've broken federal law there. So what do they care about an Open Meetings Act?
Well, no. Well, again,
If you break one thing, you can break another.
Again, I was just debating that particular thing. Like, yeah, they're not. the meeting is posted. They're all posted online. They let you know. There's an agenda that's also posted, and then they're also on YouTube. You can, and so they're not
But I'm
breaking any
saying,
laws as far as OMA goes, right?
mm,
But when you restrict people from coming in, then that's a different
well,
part
what I'm
of
saying
OMA.
is, if they want to hide their faces behind those damn partitions, if they don't like getting
That's
their
not a
picture
broken
taken,
law, though.
I'm just saying, if they don't want to, if you don't want to be seen, if you don't want to be held accountable, just go into a closed meeting. And
But then there's only specific reasons to go in a closed session, though. You can't
but
just
this
go
is
into
Flint City Council. They don't care. They will do whatever the hell they want. Is my
But
point.
we know, but I understand what you're saying, but we know that there's only certain reasons to go in a closed session. You only supposed to go in a closed session to discuss things that are not, personal things. I'm sorry, not personal things that are personal. People's pay,
Mhm.
people's benefits, or
Yeah.
something that happened. Maybe a lawyer would be present and then talking about something that it's a client. What is it? Client privilege, lawyer client.
Yeah, attorney-client.
Attorney-client privilege. You know what I mean? So there aren't that many reasons why you would go into a closed
I'm
session.
just saying,
So
like,
I
if
do
they want to
understand that.
hide, then at least stop the pretense. Stop, playing around. Oh, let's put up these partitions so I can't be filmed. I don't want to be filmed. Well, you're a public official. Either get over it or get off the fucking council. I don't care.
That's a part about being in
I
politics. It is.
do not care, honestly.
Yeah.
How you feel, what you feel, I'm sorry. When you are in that seat, any seat as an elected official, you just became less than a citizen because now you are subservient to the citizens with your vote. Period. End of story. I don't care how you feel. I want to see you. You're going to own up to your vote. I want to be able to hear you instead of you mumbling down, like down and away from your microphone. And if I can't hear you, I want to be able to read your lips because I am deaf. I don't give a rat's ass.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think if this keeps up, I might have to just go do a Americans with Disability Act lawsuit, because now me as someone with a lot of hearing loss,
Mhm.
I feel excluded from these meetings. I cannot see their faces. I'm sorry. And this time, if it comes up to me having to punish them monetarily, I might. I don't want to take money away from the city of Flint. Let's face it, Flint's broke as it is. We can't manage our own finances. We just had to take out a gap loan.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they aren't going to learn until someone starts hitting him in the pocketbook, and then citizens start going, under your tenure, you fucked up enough to where you were getting sued left and right. Maybe I need someone that isn't going to get us sued as often. That way, maybe we have money for stuff. Because even with us right now, if there were no lawsuits, we were still short on cops. Hell, when I was coming home from the meeting the other night, I saw a cop get in a car accident. Got railed right next to Kettering. You know how many cop cars showed up for that?
None.
5.
Really?
5 city police for one car accident. So Monday, I mean, I know how many cop cars are usually running around the city. It's between 5 and 6. Monday, all of our city's cops were right there. You had no coverage. So, all right, if we can't afford cops as it is, might as well just go full Monty, right? Might as well. Until city council starts unfucking itself.
That's a good question, Melissa. Can you put that up, Mick? Please.
Who doesn't attend city council meeting because he doesn't feel he has to. It's not in the charter, and he hates people holding him accountable. And I can tell you that, like, I've never met the man. I do not want to be in the same room as the man. He disgusts me. I feel the one time he and I were in the same room, it was for a political whatchamacallit, a candidate speaking, whatever, to get endorsements. I went home and I took a shower. I felt so sleazy just being in the same room as him. Anyway, I can tell you just based off of what I've seen, he does not like people holding him accountable. Just like when Eric Mays was talking to the cameras outside city council about that damn metal detector. Neely was in the same hallway as him, and Neely had to turn his back. He did not feel comfortable being criticized to his face. He turned his back to Mays. So could you imagine?
Oh, I remember that when the
the secretary was in Tanya's face and called Tanya by her
but
by
when the metal
her
detectors
whole
first
name.
got there,
Yep.
and she called her Del Tanya.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Called her
remember
by
that.
her whole name and told her to
Yeah.
go take care of your kids, which Tanya's kids are all grown. Shut the hell up.
See again, and I'm just gonna comment on that. Like, we have no place that has no place in politics as
No.
far as I'm concerned. Like, you
People's
don't
kids, like,
question
leave
people's
those the
kids, you
hell
don't
alone.
question people's parenting skills. You don't do that. Like, I mean personally, I won't do it. You know, like if you know, that's just not right. It's not clack. I don't, and clack ain't always right. I'm a human being just like y'all. You know what I mean? Like, I get pissed off, I get mad, I say things that I shouldn't say.
Yep.
I do things that sometimes I shouldn't do.
I
That's
feel
why
that.
my friends are my friends, and now my friends will correct me when I'm wrong.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, I'm just gonna say, like, some certain stuff don't belong in politics. Just like
Yeah.
the certain things don't belong in the streets. Like, women and children are off limits. Family members and spouses are off limits when it
Yep.
comes to politics. You dislike someone's politics. You don't dislike someone unless they do something personally to you.
Mhm.
I mean, then you then it's fair game. But kids off limits.
Yep. And I'll agree with you. Like, I am an asshole, and I will go places where things are off limits. But even family is off limits to me. Right? I will
Mhm.
say some stuff that is just out there wild, and
Mhm.
honestly, I'm probably a deplorable human being for saying it. On the same token, I'm still not going after kids. I'm still not going after spouses. All that stuff, because that ain't right. I'm also not going after who you may or may not sleep with. Like, that's not a deal.
That don't matter to me.
Keep that the hell out of our chat as well from now on, please.
Yeah, Hey, Nick, can you put up what Sister Muhammad said, please? But to me, I don't care. Don't come talking to me about, well, such and such, he do this and he gay and he. I don't care nothing about that. That don't
No.
got who a person is talking to or marries or sleeps with or who they lay down with. That does not matter to me. If they doing a good job on the with the people in the city, for the people in the city, that's cool.
Mhm.
Other than that, I don't care.
Mhm.
I'm hungry, my stomach growling.
Right here,
but
sister.
I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter to me what somebody does in their spare time. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it does not matter to me unless they are, doing some,
Johnny Cole shit.
diabolical, some some stuff like that. Unless you just, unless you just a messed up individual, then I'm not gonna be all in. I'm not about to get all in your business. I don't care.
Yeah, like,
I hope you feel the
we've
same about
seen.
me, but it's not like that. We
Here,
see people
let me just address this directly, right? Some people were inquiring about Quincy's sexuality. Guys, keep that out of our chat.
don't
That is not neither here nor
keep
there.
that BS away from here.
I say some controversial shit. I constantly do. You see these two grabbing their parachute, jumping out the plane all the time. That one's one where I'm just going, slam that the hell out of my chat.
Keep it away from here. Anything that you got some bullshit to say about somebody, keep it away from here. Like, I mean, like I talk my shit in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't agree with personal. I just don't. Like, I will debate you all day long about politics, about your policy, about your politics. I'll all day long. But if you start talking about, luckily my kids haven't been brought into a situation, been brought up. Luckily our kids haven't.
Yeah, I got
I'm
a
sorry,
baseball
Nick,
bat for you if they do.
but I it would be a whole different person. I'm looking right in the camera and I'm saying it'll be a whole different ball game. I hated that my friends' kids have been brought up in this situation.
Yeah.
Been brought up. I hated that, you know what I'm saying? Mick and Winters. I hate that. That has no place around here. We're talking about what people do when it comes to 83,000 people in this city.
Mhm.
Kids ain't got nothing to do. Our kids ain't got nothing to, y'all, have nothing to do with that.
Just like Liddell's kids have nothing to do with that. We will
They
never
have
talk
no,
about Liddell's kids.
you ain't heard me say, you have not heard me say a council person's name without saying, council person in front of them. And I don't speak a whole lot of negative about nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk a whole lot, but nobody's kids.
Yeah, like RJ, we make fun of Attorney Kim's appearance. I've fallen for that one myself, and that ain't no biggie, right? And that's cool. I mean, let's face it, you can make fun of my funny looking face all day long. I ain't gonna feel no way about it. And yeah, like, I agree with you. That's pushing the envelope, but you don't cross the line, right? But at no point should anyone be talking about, say, Eric May's family.
Mm-mm.
Or Liddell Lewis's family,
Mm-mm.
or Quincy Murphy's family,
Mm-mm.
or Judy Priestley's family. Unless you're talking about me, go ahead.
We gonna talk
because
about your ass all day long.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
I mean,
just playing,
shit.
Trevor.
I am a
just
goofy
playing, bro.
looking motherfucker
I'm
and
just
I'm an
playing,
asshole. You know, and we can go down the line. Keep it to the subject at hand. And by subject, I mean person. You know, and only about their politics and sometimes their looks, because let's face it, some people, sometimes you go up there or they go up there, they're looking fucked up.
No, I don't. That you can talk about them.
I'm
That's
just
this
saying
is just
that's
a
about
clack
where the
thing.
line's at.
This is just a clack thing. I'm not. You know, you've never heard me. You know, I've been sitting with people that have, you know, made comments about, you know, the 8th Ward Councilwoman, or I've been sitting with people.
Eighth ward, you mean ninth ward, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Here we
Point
go.
of order.
Now I'm about to get a press conference.
You're about to
call.
get a call from Dennis. He
Golly.
misgendered me.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry, but you know, you've never heard me say anything about, you know, her. You know,
RJ, you ain't seen the entire collection, my friend.
I don't talk about people physical appearance. You know what I'm saying?
Why
Even though I like to roast, I will get on you in a minute. I don't do that about, you know, the elected officials. I just don't.
I mean, you see, there's a reason why I wear such baggy clothes, so you don't see all the bones sticking out from me. I make sure to hide my goofiness, right? I make sure to hide that. But no, you know, I've even made fun of Dennis for sitting up there with a 3-piece. Like, man, you don't need to wear no 3-piece. This is Flint. This is Flint, Dennis. And you know, lately I've been on the Dennis train. He's been a cool guy. I think he flipped the switch again. Yeah. I think he flipped the switch again. That's cool. Hey, you know, congratulations, Dennis. But sometimes you're going up there looking way too professional. Dude, you are dressed for like a CEO position when you're in a cashier boy job being in Flint.
But no. Here's I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Tarzan. Can I offer an alternative to Tarzan? The vanilla gorilla.
No, hey, you gonna get us. But no, here's the thing to that.
I love that.
I'm
saw
gonna play
Mickey Mouse
devil's
say
advocate
that.
to that. Now, just from somebody who's been, you know what I mean. I've been in education for a long time.
Dress up. There's a difference between you and him, and the reason is you are in education. You are setting an example.
Well, he's a councilman. He's setting an example too.
And yet he sits next to people 1 through 9 that periodically, all of them have gone in there one step above a burlap sack. When you dress like you're setting an example, the folks around you have to be setting that example too.
Or they just look like they're out of place. My parents would call it looking country. My parents would call it country.
Your parents would call it looking country, huh?
Yeah, and my parents are from. My dad is from the country. My mom is from Memphis. You know what I'm saying? But no, they was like, there's me just personally. If I was to go in the classroom, like I have been.
You've been like that, and then you've been
in a suit. But it's something about the respect level and that you get when you go somewhere, like especially when when you teaching, you don't. I feel differently when I'm in front of my class with a suit on, or I'm in front of the board with a suit on.
You know,
I feel different. You know what I mean? Like I just do.
I think the least I've seen Dennis dress up though, and this is to his credit, but at the same time, like once again, buddy, it's Flint, and Flint's falling apart. The least I've seen him dress up on council is slacks, a polo, and a sports jacket. That is the lowest I've seen him dress, and that's perfectly fine. He is a businessman, but
yeah,
you know, it's hard for him to take care of the business of the people while other people are trying to take care of the business of the city. Because once again, the business of the city is no longer the business of the people here. He looks like he came from work. That might be a deal. Hell, I don't know his work schedule. The only person's work schedule I know on that council is Judy's, and I know Quincy works at night. That's about it.
But even Quincy comes in with a suit on. You know what I mean? Like Quincy comes in.
Yeah.
He comes in with a suit. Eric from time to time comes in with a suit, but a lot of times he wears a blazer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but with that suit, he'll also just wear a regular ball cap too. So like he tones it up and then he tones it down to meet about level. Still respectable,
right?
Obviously. So, I don't know. It's just something about Dennis wearing that suit, that 3-piece, because he's got the vest on. Like, damn, dude, how are you even like not sweating right now?
I've worn a vest. I've worn a 3-piece to the board meetings. But then again, like I said, like
you're also president of that school board, and you can tell them turn down that thermostat. True.
All right. Well,
body armor.
We about ready to.
Yeah, we good.
Okay, so
RJ, one last thing. If he's going to wear body armor, Dennis, please come to me and I will recommend you a good plate carrier and some good plates. All right, now we can get to closing statements.
yeah, I'll go first since it's your show. So I'm a guest on Trevor's show. Thanks for having me on the show.
No problem.
I would like to say thanks to all 45 of y'all that's watching, that's tuning in right now live with us. I'm sure there's been more that's tapped in, the more that's going to tap in once we get off the air. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching Trevor's Rant. Thanks for listening to Clack, because sometimes, I'll be on some BS. But thanks for tuning in.
Oh, yeah, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. I know this was kind of an odd one. I'm getting over food poisoning. My kid accidentally tried to kill me the other day. But
goods.
That's one thing or another. She wanted that life insurance money early, I guess.
Yeah, the
it's
bubble
cool.
goods.
It's cool. No, I'm running 105-degree temperature. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. Anyway,
with the bubble goods.
No, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you once again to the greatest producer in the world, Mickey Jordan. Thank you to Mr. Clack for coming on and helping me out. And stay tuned tonight we got Sister Circle tonight, or is that one taking a week?
I'm thinking she should be on today because Gina was on this morning. She came in and filled in. So Gina should be on and Club Richard be on.
Obviously, Club
Richard. Infiltrator on the TikTok page.
Oh, and then we got Tanya Burns
tomorrow. Tanya tomorrow. Yeah.
And then we're going to
Councilwoman Burns on in the morning.
And then we'll see everybody. Have a good weekend, and we see y'all maybe Monday.
Oh shit, it's already 2:25.
Yeah. Peace.